Teens are in a weird time financially, aren't we all? They are just starting to earn their own money, so parents need to step in and teach their children how to be better and handle their hard-earned dollars. And joining us now with some tips, we have Tony Walls with Town and Country Credit Union. Tony, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Bailey?
Good, thank you. So when it comes to savings, what do you recommend about checking accounts, savings, everything like that? Give us the lowdown.
From what I've worked with, we like to see even really young kids, I know even 4 or 5, starting a savings account and just getting into the habit of putting money away and really start those good habits when they're young. And, I remember even when I was a kid going with my dad to the bank to make, a little deposit in my savings account over a couple bucks or what have you. But I think that kind of instills that budgeting and that savings idea when they're young. And then when they hit about 13, we do recommend, and I've even seen some younger, that they do get a debit card. Obviously, if the kids are out and about and they need to pay for things, getting them a checking account, and it seems like at a young age, but they grow up pretty fast nowadays. So the one thing to remember, though, when they do get a checking account, that you do have to have mom or dad on the account. Because if you're under 18, you would need a parent or guardian to sign on that.
Okay. When it comes to like college students, high school students, what are your tips to, also can you speak to me, how can I make sure that I'm not spending more than I have or kind of saving up a little bit? What are some good tips for that?
With all the technology on the mobile apps and what have you, you can sign up for online alerts. So if your balance gets below, say, $100 or $50, it can send you messages. You also want to check to see how you're set up for your debit card. You can set it up so if you're going to be overdrawn, it'll just decline that transaction so you don't get overdrawn and have those overdraft fees. But I think account alerts and the mobile app or online banking are always great ideas, and set those alerts so you know where you're at in case you might be lower than you think sometimes.
I think there's kind of like a stigma where like people are like, well, I don't want to look because if it's low, then I'm just going to be sad. So then people like avoid looking at those apps. I mean, I'm sure you're just going to say, well, look at it. But is there anything you have to say about that?
No, you know what? That's I do financial counseling here for our members too, and trust me, I've even had times where I don't want to look at my balance where it's lower than I want it to be. So I think that the thing is, and a lot of times when you sit down and you face the problems or you address it, one, you're going to avoid some further problems, and two, you're going to feel like you're taking control of it. So at the end of the day, yes, I'm basically saying, make sure you stay on it, but avoidance on any financial situations is really not going to help the problem. And I found that the people that I've worked with, when they address them and they face down kind of the monster, they're going to feel better at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Last question here. Are credit cards a good idea for teens or college students? Should they start building that credit up?
If used responsibly, they are. I know as a college kid, you're going to get $1 million, or when I was, you're going to get bombarded with stuff, but you really want to make sure that you get one with no annual fee. You want to make sure that you keep the balance really low. And even just like a checking account, the high school kids can be a co-signer on a card with their parent, but that's going to help them generate a credit score when they do hit 18, because they are going to have those on-time payments and so forth on there. So yeah, I would definitely say get it, but just in very small doses, and you want to make sure that you get out of the gate started right.
Absolutely. Okay, well, if people want to reach out to you and want some financial advice from you, how can they get a hold of you?
We do have many branches in town. They go to townandcountry.org, and they can apply for checking or savings accounts. We have Pee-wee accounts for the kids. We also have the Star Rewards that pays cash back on the checking. So definitely check us out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tony, for getting with us this morning. I'm going to go write all your advice down and probably going to go open my bank account and see how much money I have in it.
There we go. Thanks, Nellie.
Thank you. All right. Well, stick around. Coming up on today's show, we are speaking with the president of the University of North Dakota. Stick around. We got much more coming up next.